Welcome, everybody. It's our first day in Viejas. So we've been going since the summer, obviously, on a 4-hour work week on the court. Fall semester started, we were a 4-hour work week, and then Monday went to a 20-hour work week on the floor. So we're making good progress. I like this year's team. Like I said, you never know what you're going to be until you're hitting the mouth, so we got a long ways until we're hitting the mouth. So we're going to try to get better every day. I like our pieces. We're a little beat up right now, but it's early. We got 2 or 3 scholarship kids that aren't practicing for various reasons, but should have them all back by the start of the season. And excited to get this year's Aztec basketball team on the floor and see what we can become.
The passage of time, when you think back, what goes through your head now about this team was in the national title game?
Yeah, it's fun. We're still basking in that, obviously, but we're not naive enough to know that we have to go back to work, that we can only bask in that for so long. And we're working for this year's team. They know that. I don't feel as if they're taking any shortcuts because of the success they've had in the past. We've always been successful because we work hard, and this group is working extremely hard.
What impact has the season had on recruiting this year? Have you gotten more attention?
You know, our recruiting is so specific. You know, high school kids, we're usually recruiting the West, and we've continued to do that. And we've always had interest from anybody on the West Coast. Nationally, that's usually the transfer portal, where we can go anywhere in the country for a transfer. But high school recruiting, it's been about the same as it's always been. And obviously we've got good players or we wouldn't have played for a national championship. So we continue to recruit good players that are good people, and that's helped us with our success.
You know, this isn't the first time you've had to replace really good defensive players, but obviously with Nathan Minza, what he can do, that's kind of special. Could there be a different defensive identity on the team this year?
Yeah, that's a concern, losing Nathan. Nathan was basically a 5-year starter, and his ability to block shots, protect the rim, covered up for a lot of mistakes. And so we've got some guys capable of doing that, but maybe not at Nathan's level. So we have to find other ways to be disruptive, to impact the ball, take more charges, do a better job of keeping our man in front of us. And we've always been good defensively. And so that's a trademark of this program, and we will not let that slip.
Hey Brian, last year in the preseason you talked a lot about wanting to play faster. Is there anything when you look at this year's team and look ahead to the season that you see might be a little different than Aztec fans are used to?
Yeah, I mean, every year we want to shoot the ball better, and I think this team's capable of shooting the ball better. Now, we'll see how it gets into the games, how we shoot it, but I think we'll be a better shooting team. You know, we may play different. We may have, if you watch Aztec basketball over the years, there'll be years where we'd have 4 guys out there that couldn't shoot at all and a good guard. And there'll be years we'd have 4 guards out there and 1 big. And so we'll have an ability to play a lot of different ways, including a 4-guard lineup if we so choose. So we're still trying to figure that all out. And like I said, sometimes that just takes time to see how well they actually play together. And we haven't had a full scrimmage yet. We scrimmage in every practice, but not a 20-minute half because of the injuries. So hopefully when we start scrimmaging longer periods of time, we'll have a better indication of what we're going to be.
Motivationally, is it harder or easier going into this season based on the run you had? Because in some ways, some of these guys have tasted it now. But on the flip side of that, it's so hard to repeat a season like that.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, what we did last year was really hard to do, and no better example than not one of the top 3 seeds made the Final Four. And those are supposedly the 12 best teams in the country. So no matter how your season goes, if you peak at the right time and you're playing your best basketball at the end of the year, anything's possible. Obviously, we want a level of consistency as we do that. But the thing about Aztec basketball, I think we've all seen over the years, is we get better as the season goes on. So no matter how well we're playing, we always feel there's another level we can play to.
What changed for you guys now that you've been in a title game? Have you noticed coaching conversations in the offseason, anything, or you got a phone call you didn't expect, or I don't know what that might look like, but what changed?
You know, we got better gear. When we went to the Final Four, they sent us a lot of really nice stuff. So that may be the motivator alone. I could use a new sweatsuit or 2. So if we win enough, we're going to get really good gear. I know that. Jordan's taking good care of us.
Can you go over some of the newcomers?
Yeah, I mean, the freshmen, Miles Heide, from the Seattle area has done a nice job. Skilled big man. BJ from Modesto Christian is quick, athletic, dynamic scorer. So we're excited about both those freshmen. Jay Pal, our transfer from Campbell, has had a high ankle sprain. So early in workouts, he looked really good, but he's missed maybe 8-9 days now. So we want to make sure he's healed up before he gets back out there. But he brings what you can't get a lot, and that's experience. He'll be a fifth-year senior. So sometimes that experience is important. I think, who else am I missing? Oh, Reese Waters. You know, Reese, obviously coming from USC, he's met my expectations. He's going to be a dynamic scorer. He's continued to work hard to fit into our defensive system, but Reese is a very good player. So excited with all those new pieces.
You have a new director of player development, but it's a familiar face. What can AG do in that role that maybe he hasn't done while he's a player?
Yeah, my problem with AG is I'm going to see him on the bench and try to put him in. They're going to look at me and say he doesn't get 6 years. So I'd like to put AG in the game, but no, AG brings a wealth of experience. He's a positive attitude guy. He knows how we do things in this program, so he won't be afraid to speak his mind to the coaches or the players. So AG is a great addition, and we're happy to have him on staff.
Who was the most unexpected person that reached out to you after that run this past March?
I thought it was really nice. I got a letter from Steve Kerr. I got a letter from Brad Stevens. You know, both guys that are tremendous coaches and great leaders. You know, obviously Steve with the Golden State Warriors and Brad with the Boston Celtics now. You know, just thought I did, you know, what a great job we did as a team and embrace that run. And so it was nice to get a letter from people like that you don't expect it from.
So you talked about how Jaden Ledee was still kind of just scratching that surface. You said that throughout like the last NCAA tournament run. What are you expecting from him this year?
Yeah, well, Jaden's a dynamic scorer, and so I have to make sure I get him the ball. I was saying in the meeting yesterday, if I don't get him the ball, he's going to come get it himself. So I'd like to get it to him when the spacing's right, but he's an attacking offensive player, and he's going to be a dangerous guy for other teams to guard. And so he's just got to, like all great players do, he's got to score, but yet he's got to find ways when he draws a second defender to move the ball to get an assist, because he's a good passer too. You know, I thought that was the thing when we had Jaden McDaniels. You know, we moved him into the scoring role, and I don't think he realized at first how many double teams he was going to get when you run a lot of plays for a guy. So Jaden's got to be the same way. He's got to know we're going to run plays for him, but when he draws a second defender, he's got to be our best playmaker.
What was the lesson or takeaway from the run you guys made in the tournament? Looking back on it, you're like, this happened for us at the right time, or that happened at the right time?
I just think that we always felt our greatest opponent was ourselves, because we knew we had enough talent to win, and we just had to play to our standard. And so we have to play to that standard every day in practice. We can't take a day off. We have to strive to be great, and that's not just in games, but in every practice. And if we do that, we'll have a good year again.
Anything else, Coach? I was just saying, at this point, is it more about, do you feel better about your offense right now, or your defense right now, or is that still to come throughout the fall?
I think we have the most growth to do on the defensive end. You know, with all the new pieces, trying to figure out how we guard, how we do things, that everything is important. And so the new guys are working extremely hard, but they need the time. And so we're going to need every practice leading up into our close scrimmage, our exhibition game, and then our opener on November 6th. So we're going to need every day we have to get better, and we're working every day.
Who's your close scrimmage?
Arizona State. So here. So we're gonna close the year with a Hurley and open the year with a Hurley. So here we go.
Anything else for Coach? Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.